She's an entrepreneur, a wife, a mom, and now an author of a book titled Happily Gray: Stories, Souvenirs, and Everyday Wonders from the Life in Between. Please welcome Mary Lawless Lee.
Yay, thank you so much for being here. Well, Mary, your book is nothing short of inspiring. For those who haven't read it, explain it.
Yeah. So it's always been my dream to write a book. You know, I say this process took a year and a half, but really I started writing this book when I was 11. So it was never a matter of if I was going to write a book, it was when. And really this book is the other side of the story, the non-highlight reel. I've been fortunate enough to have a career that's on social media, and a lot of times social media can feel so isolating and just one side of the picture. And this book really is stepping into that vulnerability, sharing the other side of the story, the non-highlight reel of my life. And it's titled Happily Gray, which is about, you know, the thrill of living your life in curiosity and discovery, and realizing that it doesn't have to be all black and white. And sometimes it doesn't have to all make sense.
I'm a black and white person. I grew up with very black and white mentality.
Same.
Finding that gray is, I think, the hardest thing.
Totally.
Oh my gosh. And you know, as you were saying, this is more than just a book about you and finding that peace. You've got recipes, you've got tips, you've got travel ideas. You have so much in there. And you also are very open, and you talk about challenges in your life, especially one that I think many of us have faced, which is eating disorders and anorexia. And on page 35, you write, "I need to control things. I have unacknowledged trauma. I'm afraid to disappoint others. I want to be perfect. I want to be loved. I am loved, and I'm hungry in every way," which to me was like, whoa, like talk about that time in your life.
Yeah, you know, it was a fairly dark time in my life. And you know, someone asked me the other day, "Are you regretful of having to go through that?" And you know, I'd never been asked that question, but I thought, gosh, no, it's a part of my story. It's a part of my journey. I learned so much through that. And you know, I specifically say in the book, you know, I am still in recovery. Every day is work. And I think a lot of women that have been in that place can relate to that, because it is a journey and it's continual, like you're continuously evolving through that. And you know, it was important for me to be able to share those vulnerable moments, because it was the women around me when I was that 23-year-old girl that stood up and said, "Hey, you're not alone." And that was, I mean, it wasn't easy sharing these stories, but that was really, I could not share them, you know? It was really important, I think, as women to, you know, build a community of support around each other. And I hope that's what that chapter will do in sharing.
Yeah, it's
absolutely, because being vulnerable really allows people to accept that part of themselves that they feel may be imperfect, which we're all perfectly imperfect. Right. Now, talk a little bit about your first marriage and how you finally came to find your forever love.
Yeah, you know, it was kind of tied up in that black and white, you know, going through life, checking my boxes. And I think I woke up and had realized, you know, at that point in my life, I stopped living. I had stopped evolving and growing. And that to me was the true heartbreak of all. And, you know, I was really young and I hadn't had a lot of perspective. And so, you know, that, it was a great lesson. It was difficult and a huge turning point in my life, but it's ultimately what gave me, you know, the experience to find the right person. And I think, you know, sometimes the journey is one color and then it you know, evolves into another, and you have to trust the process, you know, and really stay true to it. And now, you know, I'm married to my best friend and the most supportive person in the world. We have 2 children, and yeah, we have our bad days. We still have our bad days, of course, but I'm just like so grateful that, you know, I found this person and evolved to that.
Oh, we're so happy for you.
You're amazing. Thank you so much. Everybody out there, this is a book that will touch your heart in whatever way you need it to, because there's so much in there, plus a lot of fun stuff, the recipes, the hair tips, all the good stuff too. And Mary is doing a local book signing tomorrow at her store, Happily Gray, the same as the title of the book, at 1 p.m. And you can check out her website for all you need to know as well at happilygray.com.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.